Simply put, Harry just loved life, the people, the places, the food, and most of all, the ideas, especially ideas that leading thinkers, diplomats, and politicians cared about. In the early 80s, Harry and Virginia moved into Leisure World, a senior community in Orange County. Harry promptly organized a chapter of the Foreign Policy Association, or FPA. The FPA hosted panel discussions of current events. Harry often moderated these talks. For example, Ambassador to Egypt and Camp David negotiator Roy Atherton shared his expertise with the FPA, and the presentation was televised by local news.
David Rockefeller was flattered that Harry invited him to speak, but the former New York governor was trying to cut back on his travel and hoped Harry would understand.
Our world continues to shrink. Over there becomes right here. Decisions that formerly could be put off have to be made now. Please return the envelope with your dues. Harry Wolff, President.
Harry and Virginia wrote stories for The Heritage, a Jewish-themed publication that sent Harry to Vienna to interview Bruno Kreisky, the former Austrian chancellor and 1988 presidential candidate. The topic was his political rival, Kurt Waldheim. According to the World Jewish Congress, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, who was an aide to a German general in World War II, knew more about Nazi atrocities than he previously admitted. He's a liar, a double-crosser, Kreisky told Harry. Harry then reached out to Abba Eban, known as Mr. Israel, former ambassador to the United States and United Nations, foreign minister under Golda Meir, and decades in the Knesset. Harry made a suggestion and Eban responded thusly.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Wolff, I, of course, am happy to hear that former Chancellor Bruno Kreisky has a good opinion of me, but he would not be a suitable mediator. He was right about Waldheim, but he was too abrasive in his dealings with Israeli leaders. Warm regards, Abba Eban.
Harry and Virginia had compiled a collection of letters from the original signers of Israel's Declaration of Independence. Harry sent the collection to various synagogues, museums, libraries, schools, and even Chancellor Kreisky, who put them in his archives. But Harry wanted his unique collection to reach the top of the Israeli political establishment. To that end, he dropped a line to his old pal Abba Eban, advising him of the collection, and then he wrote again and again.
When Eban did not respond to this third letter, Harry reached out to Israel's then First Lady, Ora Herzog.
We have a favor to ask of you.
He opens with flattery,
Your most impressive life, especially being the First Lady of Israel.
then hypes the uniqueness of his product.
These letters are by the original signers who wrote about their feelings.
How Mr. Eban's
Would be the proper guardian of these important letters.
Harry even pointed out that
I don't mind telling you we have received many thanks from the people who received copies of the letters.
Mr. Eban's lack of response led Harry to speculate.
Possibly he might be ill.
Harry's tactic worked. Within a week, both Ms. Herzog and Abba Eban himself responded, the latter blaming his inattention on a busy travel calendar.
No worries.
The signers of Israel's founding document had finally found a forever home for their memoirs at the Museum of Israel. Order was restored. Once again, Harry's persistence and charm paid off.